Today, I'm going to be going over my top 5 stock picks going into 2025. Hey traders, TG Watkins here. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 stock picks going into 2025. I know we're pretty much halfway through it, but we took a little bit of a detour with this whole tariff thing and the market correcting. But as I've been talking to my subscribers and the other Moxie traders, I'm coming to the conclusion, and it's pretty obvious now that we see the market just being up like this, that the whole tariff thing was really just, the market panicking and freaking out about this. Obviously, we know it was a negotiating thing and bringing people to the table, countries to the table. And now we have had one of the sharpest 20% corrections in history. And now we've recovered pretty much all of it. I mean, this is amazing what's been happening. And we are continuing to see more and more investment from other countries, from other companies into our country. And then we're even seeing other countries wanting to buy up more American products. So all the way around, this is actually looking really great. And so I thought we would dive into my top 5 of what's going on here. So for me, the top one that I like is SOXL. This is the leveraged ETF of the semiconductor industry. Now, it is incredible that this thing has just been absolutely hammered over the last year and a half or so. But I'm looking at this, and this looks to me like the bottom. Okay, I think that this is a very long-term bottom. Of course, it's not going to necessarily go straight up. There are going to be some twists and turns. But we are having some really, really great trades on this. In fact, right now, we have a call on this. We bought it a few weeks ago. The call is worth 2,026%. Okay, no joke. That's how much this call is. I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit more this weekend, maybe next week, about how this trade went, how much it worked for me, and then what we did about it. So just know that there's going to be something about that trade setup. Our call, our stock equity on this is up 102%. You can see right here, look at that, 102% from where we originally entered on this, just using stock, okay? Now, there are some nuances using leverage ETFs, so just understand that. I do have a class on these leverage ETFs. If you guys are interested, you can find that in the store at simplertradingtgwatkins. But other than that, we are doing wonderfully on this, and part of the reason is because of NVIDIA. Obviously, everything in SOXL is doing great. NVIDIA is a big component, AMD is a component, I think SMCI might be even in there. All the names that are in this sector are really, really doing well now, and you can see we finally have a turnaround story with something like NVIDIA, and same thing, double bottom, and you can see we are just moving up like this. Now, part of the reason why this is such a big one for me is because I think that the semiconductor index, SOXL, has actually really cycled low, and I think this is a really good long-term buy area as far as being low. Also, AI, it's not overdone. They haven't overbuilt, and these chips are starting to expand into other countries, like what the latest news is, into the UAE, into Saudi Arabia, and a bunch of these other areas. So this is a really, really hot sector. Think about semiconductors, think about the whole space, anything else that is in SOXL. All right, now my other one is Tesla. Now you can see some of the crazy moves that this had. Obviously, they were very strong at one point. Maybe there's some politics in here because Elon Doge and kind of getting close to the administration, fine. But we can also see, if we back up, that there is let me show you this on the weekly time frame. There is a giant level right here that I have highlighted with a yellow line, and you can see it pulled back all the way to there. Institutions trade Tesla, and institutions look at this and they realize, they know that price came all the way back to a major buy point, okay? So just from a technical standpoint alone, I think that is a great buying opportunity. You can also see that Tesla, when the market went down, sure, Tesla went down, but when the market went lower, Tesla did not go lower. This is really good relative strength, and this is something that you really need to pay attention to. The market kept going down. Tesla said, nope, we're good here. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? It's going to go up once the market finally puts in a low, and you can see it's going up. We are also having an absolute field day on this one, and last time I checked, our Tesla, we're up almost 400% on this call that we have in here, and then we put on another one, and that one's upwards of about 100% too, and that one expires in a couple days. But yeah, we're doing great on this. We also have long stock with TSLL, and I don't know how much that one is up right now, but that's another option for you too. And I think this is going to be good too. And think about it, it's not just Tesla, not the cars, it's their robotics, it's their AI, it's a whole lot of things kind of wrapped up into what they are, the robo-taxi, all that stuff. So I think Tesla has a really good picture going forward. And then Palantir. I feel like everybody now really knows about Palantir and what's going on with it. And, you know, it might be a little bit overdone because, you know, this had a huge run up and it definitely got a little overdone on the last earnings report that it had. But this was also going into the end of, the beginning of 2025 when Trump was here and tariffs and all that kind of stuff. So it got taken down a little bit too. But what you'll notice is there is a large term double bottom. It came here and then, you know, a lot of people knew that this was going to have good earnings. And so you can actually see the phenomenon where they ran it up into earnings. It double topped and then it pulled back right here. And once again, you can see that after earnings, it's recovered. So we're in this name as well. And it has a leveraged ETF also. And it just broke out to new all-time highs. So even though a lot of people are talking about a really expensive PE ratio and all that, this thing, I mean, how could you ignore it? It's going to be a good stock. It's very popular. A lot of people are getting into it, and they have great numbers as far as their finances. So Palantir seems like another big win, especially with the fact that it's breaking out right now. And then we go over to Hood, which is Robinhood. Now, I will say I do have some personal issues with them because they basically turned off the buy button back when the whole GameStop thing was happening. So, you know, they kind of helped their buddies and helped their cronies because when those big funds were getting run over by the short squeezers, they stepped in and they helped stop the bleeding for their corporate buddies and all that kind of stuff. And so you have to be aware of what's going on and what they've done in the past as far as their ethical practices. But it is a big company that is really up and coming. I've seen a lot about the CEO and they want to get into a whole lot of things and they want to kind of be the next big something as far as financial instruments go. So this name looks great. We have been in it. We are in it. We got in it back here from $45 and we also have the leveraged ETF as well. And I think we're up 80-something% on that. And you can see this thing has just been screaming. So very, very nice. Kind of like Palantir. It's coming up on a double top. There might be some natural resistance up there. Wait for your opportunities and pullbacks. But Robinhood is also looking very, very strong. And we got in actually just before earnings on this one. So really happy with that. And then I'll call it fifth and final, Reddit. Now Reddit has treated us very, very well. We got into this thing all the way back down here around $57 and we rode it all the way up here to about $200, so 200% as far as this initial move. I didn't quite get the last one, which was the peak. That's fine. We made 200% on this thing. We're very happy about that. And then it too kind of got swooped up with the whole tariff situation of the market getting pulled back. And you know what it did? Look at this gap. It completely filled the gap right there. And then what did it do? Popped up and look at it sitting right on top of the previous gap. I think that looks like a really good spot. I understand it's maybe a laggard right now. That's okay. Not every stock has to go up at every single time. Sometimes they take turns. They have to build a base and they have to get ready. Reddit looks like it's ready to me. So we've already built a couple positions in this. This one also has a leveraged ETF. And that's what we're trading, but you can trade options if you want. And I think the fact that this has gone up this high, I do think that it's going to revisit that. I don't see any reason that this would not get there again. It might do it a little bit slower this time, but I still think the fact that it's been there means that it could certainly come up there, maybe take a little bit of time, and then maybe continue pushing on forward. However long it's going to take, I think this is going to be another good long-term investment. And again, the whole fact that it went there, that it went to $230, there was a reason in the first place. I think it just got caught up because of all the tariff stuff, and I think that it is probably valued for $230 or more. And so I think the likelihood of it getting back there is a big deal and reasonable. So those are the names and the tickers and sectors that I'm looking at. Obviously, there are a lot more out there because this market is now doing really, really well. And if you guys are interested in trading all the names that we're trading and seeing me on camera, on the mic for about an hour every day, and you can learn this stuff and I can show you and answer your questions about your portfolio, what you're looking at and how we're trading this market, come on over to simplertrading.com/Moxie. Come join the group. We're having a great time. We're making a lot of money and our trades are just absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to show you guys what this weekend video, this market update, and probably the special that I'm going to do on SOXL as far as that trade and the big, again, 2,000% gain that we have on that thing already. Big numbers for you guys. Okay. We'll see you soon. Take care.